I think to try to describe the food style at the Fat Duck is difficult. It's all encompassing. I mean, it's multi-sensory, it's nostalgic. It's all about the guest experience. Every dish has been thought through. We kind of analyze and try to make it as best as it can be. We're also not afraid to keep changing those dishes, to constantly go back and look at these dishes that we serve, and something along the way we might find different and say, oh, that would be really good for this dish, and we'll go back and change it. We never just leave it alone and say, right, it's done. The restaurant is in a really old building. I mean, all the buildings on our side of the road here are between 450 and 500 years old. The Fat Duck will always be here. And I think what makes it special is that fact. It has to be here. It's the limitations that kind of drove the food in the direction that Hessen started with. I think and all those things just make it really special. The influence that guides have on the restaurant industry, I mean, it's good and bad. In some ways, the guides are really helpful in terms of bringing your restaurant a lot of exposure. It takes a lot of people, a lot of staff to produce this kind of food, produce this kind of experience for the guests. So you need the restaurant to be full. The guides help a lot with that into giving your restaurant exposure. Today we're going to show you 3 dishes. One dish that we'll look at today, it's a very small dish that we serve right at the beginning. We call it Aerated Beetroot. You've got something that's incredibly light in your hands, but when you put it in your mouth, it just explodes with flavor. Another dish that we're going to look at today is the Sound of the Sea. We've been serving it here at the Fat Duck since, in different forms, since 2008. It covers the multi-sensory aspect of everything we do, obviously the flavor, texture aspect, and it's a very interesting dish. One of them is a very good example of a Fat Duck dish. It's a dessert called Botrytis Cinerea. We were doing a wine dinner, and we wanted to, make a dish especially for that dinner. Our head sommelier, Isabel, had the idea to try to take apart the flavor notes of Chateau Yquem, of Botrytis wine, and try to represent that on the plate. It's a really good example of Fat Duck dish. Do forget sometimes that we are a restaurant that's been open for over 18 years. You're at a point where, you can kind of just become like this iconic restaurant and just leave it there. But at the same time, in just for our interest and for our kind of passion for everything we do, we need to continue and move forward with new ideas and just keep going.